Hi there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings. This is the next video in the series. We are making inventory management system. And as you know, since the last video, I have started making reports. That's the final element. We have made forms, tables, forms, queries. Now the last element, last aspect of any application, that is reporting. And that's what we are working on. This report we made in the last video. So if you haven't watched that video, please make sure that you do because I'm going to copy and paste most of the stuff. Well, the layout of the report, at least I'm going to copy and paste so we can avoid repetition of the work. That's why I'm recommending if you haven't watched that video, please make sure that you watch. Then you would know that how to put this button on for printing, how to have labels, how to have the formatting that I have done in the last video because I have explained step by step. Okay, so today we are making another report. We'll probably make two reports. One report will make that will show if the inventory is about to be finished for any given line item. So we'll make a query and make a report for that, and that will be called stock out alert report, something like that. And we'll make another report, possibly we'll make a report to see the sale that happened in a particular month. So we'll make these kind of reports. And the idea is that whatever data we have input, we can see it on the report and we can do the analysis, etc., etc. So if you are interested in learning that, please make sure that you do hit the bell icon, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. All right, let's begin. And so, as I said, the first report we are going to make is the alert. For example, we have a query called inventory queue, and it has ETP column. So we'll make a query. We'll give a criteria. We'll make a query and say, all right, if any item, any product that has ETP 5 or less than 5, then give us the report, give us the alert that the query sorry the stock out is about to be near for this particular product. So we are going to make that happen, and it's very quick and easy, but just wanted to mention you can make this as dynamic as well. So for example, you can set the quantity, that minimum quantity for each item, and based on that minimum quantity, it will calculate, it will see that what's the whether the ATP has reached to that minimum quantity or less than minimum quantity. Then you can build that criteria, so you make it dynamically rather than giving the criteria. If I remember, I have made a field in the products table. If we double click on that, and you see here minimum stock is 3, right? So we can use this, and we can use this field to give the minimum stock, and so it validates always. And then if the stock is gone to this level or reduced to this level, then we get a list that hey, the inventory is getting out of the stock. We need to restock it. So let's go and see how to build it. But before I do that, I would make a slight change in the query of the inventory queue. And that change is simply I will add one more column, and that would be minimum stock. All right. So we're going to add this one more column called minimum stock. Okay. Now let's close this. Yes. And let's close this also. And now I'm going to go to report, and I'm going to copy this report, and I'm going to make a copy of it. So we'll say stock out alert. Okay. Now we'll go here. We'll go to design view. We'll get rid of everything. Okay. And we'll keep the label. We'll keep the same design so we don't have to do the redesigning over and over again. So we'll go to report design. We'll go to property sheet. We'll go to the data tab, and we'll get rid of the data source for this particular report. So we'll delete everything, and we will get simply a query that we made called inventory queue. We get that query, and we say, all right, product ID. Let's have product ID, product name. Then we have the minimum stock. and then we have the ATP. Okay. So now if we will run the query, it nothing is similar like a table, right? Or another query. But here is the fun part. And we are going to do a calculation, and we are going to do calculation a little bit of impression we are going to create. And that impression would be that, okay, check if the minimum stock equals to, if ATP equals to minimum stock or lower to minimum stock. And if that's the case, then have a column here and filter that and make it as out of stock. All right, so we'll say design and we'll build a expression here. I kept saying impression. We'll say, I wanted to say expression. All right, so please change my impression to expression. It's expression, not impression. All right, so what's the expression that we are going to build? Well, we'll say um, status, okay, and we'll say if ATP, all right, if inventory Q exclamation mark ATP equals or less than minimum stock invent oh, come on, equal to less than inventory Q exclamation mark minimum stock. If that's the case, then you say out of stock. Or um because it's not yet out of stock, right? So I'm thinking of the item or the status that we can share. So we can have numeric values. So we can say one or zeros. So if we are going to make alert, so anything that is minimum stock equal to or less than minimum stock, will make it alert as one. Okay. One indicates that, hey, somebody needs to take some action on this. If the stock out is not happening, if the ATP is greater than minimum stock, then no alert is required, no action is taken. So we'll make status as 0. Okay. And we'll close that and we'll click OK. And if we will run it, what it says, the expression you enter contain invalid con. All right. So I've, all right, okay. All right. Got it. We'll go to builder again. All right. So we have to put that here. That's why I see yelling back at us. So if we run it, and we can see that there is nothing that is going to be stock out in near future. We can see that because everything is 0. There is nothing. All right, for the testing purpose, I'm going to change the minimum stock for some of the items so we can test whether the query or alert that works or not. Okay, so if we'll go to a design view and we will say criteria 1, you will see there is nothing because nothing is going to be stock out. But we'll keep that query safe. All right, we'll say yes, and we'll bring that these fields onto the report, and then I will change some of the minimum stock for some of the products so we can at least run the report and we can see how it looks like. Okay, that's the purpose of changing, otherwise I would not change. All right, so I'll fetch and bring these fields. Access is doing weird stuff, its own weird stuff is. All right, so home, we'll go and we'll make theme color full black, and we'll make them as a tabular view. I want to see as a list, rows and columns, because that's the most suitable view. Okay. Well, all right. So we'll do some formatting, and here we go. And here we go. There we go. Okay. Again, I've done all of this formatting in the last video. So if you haven't watched that video, please do. So you'll get an idea that if you're new to reports, by the way, if you already know the basics, then I'm sure you know how to do this formatting. Okay, here we go. And now if I run the report, we will see nothing because as of now, there is nothing that is going to be out of stock. Let me make this as point 3. So first of all, we'll shape outline, we'll make it transparent, and we'll go to the property sheet of these text boxes, and we'll give a height to point 3 height, okay, and we'll make it margin as 0.05. And then we'll go to the report design. We'll get the control, line control, and we'll have a line between each record. There you go. Okay, and let's save it. Now, if we'll go to the report view, obviously there's nothing. So no stock right now is getting is reaching close to the out of stock. So let's fix this. You know, the names, some minimum stock. Let's give a little bit of space, and also let's make this go home, and here we go. That is also maybe we want in the middle. Okay, there we go. Now let's change the name. Uh, Out of stock alert. Okay, something like that. All right. Now let's go ahead because we know that there's nothing appearing right now on the report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the products table and I'm going to change the minimum stock quantity for some of the items as 5. So let's say portable speakers. So let's say this has 5. All right. Again, let me see which product is closing to the 5. So then we can at least see. Um, so we'll go to ATP and we'll go to number filter and we'll say less than 5. All right, there are 2 items, and these 2 items are home assistant. So product 18 and product 22. I'm doing this because I want to test it, right? That's the only purpose. Otherwise, I'll not be doing this. By the way, this is only for the testing. Right now, what we are doing is for the testing. It's not meant for you to learn and for you to adopt. No, it's for the testing purpose only. So 18 and 22 product are, ATP is 5 or 4. So let's go and let's change their minimum stock. So 18, there we go. That's the product number 18, and we'll make it 5 and 22 also 5. Now we should have these 2 items appearing on our stock out alert. So we'll close it and we'll run the report, and there you go. Okay. Now you have 2 products. Now the product ID is leaning towards right. Let's make it center. And the product name and minimum stock is 5. ATP right now is 5 and 4. The status is 1. Now this status looks weird, right? 1, maybe somebody's new hire and they might not know what does that 1 mean. So let's put that into context, right? And let's go back to design. Let's do some housekeeping here. So we'll make this as bold, and let's go to the inventory again, data record source again. And in here, we are going to give a name. So let's change this from status to indicator, right? I'll tell you why. Don't worry. And here we are going to create another expression, not impression. I kept saying twice or 3 times impression. That was wrong. Um, so we'll build here status. So we'll say if indicator equals 1, and if that's true, then the status should be what should we say status? About to be out of stock, near out of stock, something like that. All right. near out of stock, something like that. Or we'll say in stock. Yeah. Please change these near out of stock in stock terms based on your requirement, based on your customer's requirement, because this is only me just randomly playing around. All right. So it looks weird actually, near out of stock. Um, anyway, let's close this. I'm not. I'm unable to think of any other name or term that we can use. All right, let's bring this because we know that this is kind of require more space. Okay, so we'll expand this as well. All right, let's go here. Let's see the report, and there you go. We have two items: out of stock alert, near out of stock, near out of stock. So now the purchase department can take action and can actually run this report and can order these two products in whatever quantity they need to order. That's a different aspect. Okay, so they will see that what is their demand, how much is required, etc. So they'll take all everything into consideration and then they will place order for these particular items. So there you go. That's how you create out of stock alert. Now let's make another report, and now let's save that. Let's make another report, and this time we'll make a report, and that will be dedicated to sale. So let's say we have a couple of sales order created, and we have the sales details. So the idea is that we want to um, run a report that will show us the perhaps daily sale report, right? So on any given day, how much a sale is his sales order is created, how many sales products has been sold, etc., etc. So that we are going to create in a report. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go to we'll copy this report and we'll say paste it and we'll say daily sale report. How about that? Okay. Then we can make another report, monthly sale report. That will be different report. So let's say daily sale report. So we'll go here, design view. Let's get rid of it. And we'll go here, property sheet. And here we go. Come here, get rid of this as well because we don't need them right now. So now we'll get two tables, basically sale and sales detail. All right. We'll have order ID, sale date, and we don't need customer name. So what we can do is fetch the information from here. For example, product, well, product ID is not required. If required, you can add it. Let's add the products table and we'll have the product name. And then we'll have the selling price, quantity, uh, tax, and total price. Oh, total price should be here. Okay, so that gives us an overview of the sales, and now we can have the sales dates, right? We can see here the date are coming on this side. So that's what exactly we are looking for. And now let's close this. And now let's go to report design. We'll go to add existing um, fields on to the report, and let's make them all the font color as full black. That looks really nice on the reports. And we are going to make so we'll take the order date because the idea is that we will run the daily sale report, right? So we'll take it and we'll put it here right on the top for now, but we'll do the formatting later on. And we select all of these and we'll say layout and we'll say tabular. Okay, so we come here Sorry, I pulled the order date, order ID. However, I wanted the sale date to be gone there. Okay, not the order ID. So we'll get the sales date here. And now we'll select all and right click layout tabular. Okay. And we'll bring it here and we will actually do some formatting now. And that formatting is basically reducing this width of this text box. So we'll go to order ID. There we go. We do have product already. So let's reduce the width and let's make them center, right? Because that will look nice. And let's reduce the width of quantity field because quantity will not be that big a field required. And let's bring these width closer to our button. And let's remove the shape outline and make it transparent. And what I also want to do is I want to, you know, have a bit of space in here so we can get the sale state, right? Here we go. So we can get the sale state. And let's make the sale state bigger so it looks bigger when we run the report. Let's say 16. We'll make it bold also. All right. And let's fetch this also a little down as well. Okay. And now what are we going to do is we are going to get this and either you get rid of it because we know that this state is sale state and we just have the date on the top, like nicely written in big letters. And we'll make the headers as bold and we'll have them properly spaced out so they don't look weird on the report printout. Okay, the width has decreased, so let's select both and let's increase the width. And let's say we want this to be 1. All right, here we go. Perfect. Now let's go to report design. We get the line object and we paste it here. Oh, nothing happened. So there we go. That's the line and we get it closer. Okay. How about doing the calculation, right? So for example, first of all, we need to do the sorting. So we want the order ID in the order. So let's do the sorting. We'll go to design, report design, and we'll add a sort. And we want the order ID from smallest to largest for that particular day. So that's done. Next part is basically how about adding the total for each, right? So for example, we have the total for selling price, total for quantity, total for tech, right? And total for total price. So this, by the way, the total price, instead of this, we can call it revenue. Is this the spelling of revenue? Well, let's keep total price. I don't know. You can call it revenue because that's essentially is your revenue for that particular day. Yeah, come on. All right. This is weird. That's why I love mouse. So I'm recording in my car, so I can't use mouse right now. All right. Okay. So now let's get rid of this grayish line on the top, and we'll select all. And on the top here, we'll make it transparent as well. There we go. Now, if we run the report, let's see how it look like. I think there is a border outline for this, so let's make it transparent. There we go. Now we have nicely viewed report. The only thing is we need to change the format to standard and we need to bring this towards center and this towards the left and change the label. So a couple of things we need to do. So let's do this and let's make it center. Let's make this the date on towards the left and let's choose these text boxes. because we are going to change the formatting and we'll make it standard and we'll have one decimal point. And let's change the header also. Daily sale report. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now, come on. Wow. Okay, now we run a report and now we can see, right? We can see properly all the information. Now, how do we run this report? Right? See, the idea is that we have a text box somewhere, we choose the date, and then we run a report, right? So, how do we run a report? Let's look at the mechanism. So, I'm going to go to design view of this report. Let's go to dashboard. How about having a text box temporarily? We'll have a separate form created as a report center, but temporarily to show you this, we'll have a text box here and a button that will be used. How about copying this text box? So, I don't have to. How about copying this text box, right? And copying this button. So let's take the advantage of that because there is already formatting. So why do we do that again? So we'll say choose date and we'll say run a report. Now it will look very weird here. So let's move these text boxes on here, somewhere here. So it doesn't look weird. Okay, there you go. Let's make it a little wider so it looks nicer. And we have a button right in the middle, run report. Okay, now we have a text box. We name it, so we call it txt date. Yeah, and now we'll go to the query designer of this report. Come on, we'll go to the query designer of this report. Why? What happened? Okay, this is again Access is doing its weird stuff. Yeah. So here we'll give a reference of that text box that we have just created. So forms, exclamation mark, dashboard F, dashboard F, and what we are going to map this with txt date. All right, let's go. Let's save it. Let's click on the run report button. So we'll say btn run report. Okay, and we'll go to the event tab, code builder, and in here we will have a one line of code, and that would be do cmd dot open report, and we'll give a name of report, and the name of report is daily sale. Okay, and comma, we will open it as view report. That's it. So let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, uh, we have to have a calendar picker here, date picker, sorry. So we go here and we give format as dot date. So we get the date picker. So go to form view, click here. Now we are getting the date picker. It's sort of hidden here. Right click here. Let's see today. Today how many what sale has happened until now. So we select that, we click on run report, and there you go. We have had this much sale happen till now today. How about 28 April, let's say, and I go back to April, navigate to April, run a report, and we can see that this is the total sale of 28 April, and also the order numbers are coming in as well. Now let's fix this. It looks weird, so we'll go here and we'll have a text in the middle of this, and we'll have this little shorter. Okay, and maybe we can have this here as well, aligned towards left. All right, so let's go back. Now we have nicely looking. All right, run a report. Nothing happened on 29th. Then we run a report 30th. There you go. You are getting the information for every day till report. Reports are fantastic feature, and honestly speaking, I really love access reports because you can customize them based on your requirement. You can have the data that you want. So I really love reports area in access. Honestly speaking, the other application what do you call this, IDEs, integrated development environments, for example Visual Studio, as far as I know, they lack this kind of reporting mechanism. Yeah, they are fantastic in other things like writing code, building applications, using different languages. But as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, they lack this kind of report making capabilities. So Access is fantastic in this. Anyway, that's what I wanted to demonstrate. I hope that you have learned something in this video. If you like whatever you have seen, please make sure that you smash the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon as well so you get notification whenever I upload any video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.